Hey y'all, just trying to read Wonder Woman DC Finest. I don't know if y'all picked this up or not. I was gonna do an overview on it, but decided it's probably the most popular book on the stands right now, as it came out, like a week and a half ago or something like that. So I'm about halfway through it. Mind you, I've read all this stuff before. Gail Simone, Brave and the Bold with Mark Waid, Five of a Kind, Outsiders. I've read all that before. But I remember being like so on Gail's run until towards the end. So I'm on I think the first issue with Aaron Lopresti, so call it number 20 maybe. And I'm still kind of so on it so far. I've only read the first two stories. I've read The Circle, and I've read the fill-in by Bernard Chang with the Kund, stuff like that. So anyway, figured I'd mess around with going live and see what happens. So I don't know. Read with me, I guess. Maybe that works. Got some music in the background. The kids are asleep. Wife's busy, but here's a big view of the room. There's my whiskey bar. If you haven't seen that before, that's pretty neat. I got some pictures my kids drew up there. And then over the door, got me and Stan Lee over there. There you go. Boom. It's hard to do this review thing. And then, this is where I sit and read. There's the TV. A little candle. Had some cereal earlier. And then I've got Batman Begins over here. Captain America over there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Got a big window. Most of the stuff you can see on the Man Cave tour from this year. If you go watch that whole video, you can see me go through all my shelves and stuff like that. That's my ring light. Usually I turn the camera sideways and hold it right there and turn the ring light on and stand in front of this middle shelf. I've done a couple videos over on the comic book art wall right there. There you go. And there's my other tripod for overviews that I film. Hey, there's a couple of you here. How's it going? Welcome. Crazy Carson and Sharitma. Hello. How's it going? Nightwing. Alexander, how's it going? Hey, everybody is subbing. All right. If you haven't subbed, go ahead and sub. Have you guys watched any of the videos before? It's my Funko collection and stuff like that. I was just talking earlier. I was reading Wonder Woman, DC Finest, Gail Simone. Most of the Gail Simone's run. A lot of these trades, the reason I picked this up is that a lot of these, flex for you. There you go. Boom. There you go. Bow Dragon. A lot of these trades have been out of print for a long time. So I figured I'd pick this up since it was like 40 bucks and it's got 4 or 5 stories in here, like 400 or 500 pages, a huge ass book. And I gotta say, yes, I'm married. I gotta say, it's a pretty thick book. It's pretty heavy, but I like the construction of it. Thanks for I got a Bro Prime. I got a whole room tour on my channel if you check it out. I'll go through all the shelves and all that stuff. Got a little whiskey bar over here. I'm enjoying a nice, neat glass of, what am I drinking? Maker's Mark Heart Release. There you go. But yeah, so I've been reading comics for many years. For some reason, I guess my channel hasn't taken off yet. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years now, 8 years. A little over 1,000 subscribers, but I like doing it for fun. Just talking to myself, basically, or talking to the camera about thoughts on things, and helps me put into perspective and put my mindset. Because otherwise, if you don't talk about it to anybody, how are you going to actually know what you think about a book? You know what I mean? The other thing I do is do a podcast for a long time called the Comic Timing Podcast. It's with myself and Ian Levenstein. If you've heard of Comic Geek Speak, you might know Ian. He's been heading that show for the last 6 years, and now he's recently switched back to focusing on comic timing full-time. But we were doing that podcast a long time ago. Like, I remember being in college back in 2008. Hey, Shale. And doing that podcast with Ian weekly. Like, we had a weekly podcast date. I think it was like Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock. or 9 o'clock, we would get on the podcast with each other and just go weekly. And now, you know, we do it twice a month, once a month or so. He's got his own schedule and his own life. That's what happens when you get older, folks, is you lose sight of things. And you get busy, things become different priorities, things like that. Who knows if we'll watch this later on? Who the heck knows? But yeah, I figured I'd just go live here for 5 or 10 minutes and see what happens. First time live, and yeah, we'll figure it out. What are you guys reading? What do you guys want to see in the room? Let me know. We'll get up and take a tour if you want that. A live room tour. But yeah, so far so good on Gail Simone. I was saying earlier, it's a little iffy so far. I've read a couple of stories. I'm actually in the first story that Aaron Lopresti takes over as the main artist, and I think that was strong choice at the time, because he stays throughout the most of the book here on DC's Finest Wonder Woman. And he does a pretty good job. It's got Terry Dodson on the cover, and I think that's a shame. Like, I really feel like they should have given Aaron Lopresti the cover, because he does most of the art in the interiors and the covers of what's collected in this book. And Terry Dodson, he only did Terry and Rachel, actually, husband and wife, inker, and penciler team. They only did 4 issues, 16 through 19. And the last 2 issues, Terry has an assist, like he doesn't do the whole book. So that was a little funky. I forgot that. I knew he did like a short run, but then there's like a guest penciler halfway through in the 3rd issue and the 4th issue, Ron Randall. And I'm like, where did this guy come from? And I'm like, oh yeah, remember, this is the time of late comic books. So I don't know if Terry left the book or they got rid of Terry, who the heck knows. But yeah, Aaron Lopresti, he gets second billing on the cover here next to Gail Simone. He takes over the book, and he does a phenomenal job. The next thing I read from Aaron Lopresti was Justice League International in the New 52, doing all the new Booster Gold, stuff like that. So, yeah, very interesting. Anyway, I guess we're going to call it, and we're going to call this a success. 8 minutes on Facebook or YouTube Live. What are we doing? And I'm going to go back to reading. You guys go and read some good comic books, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.